there's more than 2 people here.
It was amazing.
What?
There's more than 2 people
Right,
here.
Christa was like,
I
the whole
said
time
no
she's
one would show up. It's too
early, it's
Everybody's
the
at
second
party.
day.
Look at this. I mean, the room's almost full. This is amazing.
Well,
I know,
it's like when
what a
Kurt
crowd.
stays out all
Really
night.
short.
By the way, who all attended the podcast last night?
Yes. Aw, thank you all.
And back here this morning, yesterday, Maggie, a big day for you. A big day. Hallmark debut.
Oh, yeah.
Of Sugar Plum.
Yeah.
You got to watch her movie. It's really good.
Thanks,
She's
Kurt.
Great.
Thank you. It's cute. It's cute. I think you'll like it.
Is that the industry standard now? I mean, you can have a blockbuster movie, but to be on a Hallmark Christmas movie, that's the industry standard now, right?
It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
Well, and
I'm
I
not
was
gonna
teasing
lie.
you of like, did you go on the Hallmark cruise? They have like Christmas cruises,
They
Christmas
do.
regalias.
I mean, I hope I get to go on a Christmas cruise.
Check it out. It's called Star Wars: The Phantom Menace.
You won't even recognize her. She's under a lot of makeup.
She's a Wookiee.
I was gonna say, Sith, at least the makeup.
Remember last night when you were like, bring your extensions? Do you have your yeah, that was a whole other level with the Wookiee.
With the Wookiee.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you all. Yes, it was a really, really good time, and it's a special little movie, I think, and I hope you all like it.
Yay, Maggie!
This is the Psych panel, Maggie.
What?
But
Anyway, so it's about this sugar plum fairy that I'm kidding.
so as we are getting closer to the Christmas season, the holiday season, I'm going to ask you all, what is your favorite Christmas holiday movie?
Ooh. Tricky. Oh, I think I got mine.
Already?
Yeah, I got it.
Sugar plummed.
Is Sugar Plum is on Hallmark? No. I think I'm gonna go Charlie Brown Christmas.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a Wonderful Life, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm in what is apparently technically a holiday movie, which was for some reason Ghostbusters 2. But
Of course you're gonna say a movie.
I always get a big glass of cup of cocoa and I'm ready to watch Ghostbusters 2.
I don't know why it's called, because it happens during the winter.
I can't wait to light a fire and just grab a blanket.
But I like Elf.
Oh, Elf?
Elf, yes.
It's so good. I
It's
just
so good.
rewatched it. I haven't seen it in a while. It's so good. It's up there. It's become a classic.
Die Hard.
Yes.
It's a Christmas movie.
Like
Is it a Christmas-
Ghostbusters
It
2
is
Like
is a Christmas
Ghostbusters
movie.
too, but it's a Christmas.
What do you guys think? Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes, it is. It is not Christmas
is.
until Hans Gruber falls from the Nakatomi Tower.
Yeah. It's a
I'm going to set the bar very low.
Okay.
Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Because
How is that setting the bar low?
if I look back when I'm sitting with my therapist and I talk about little Corbin, that's how I remember me.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, you were home alone?
I was going to say,
I was
it was
very
the Home
alone
Alone
my
part.
entire life, so I was always home alone.
I was gonna say you either home alone or you like got bad guys all the time through MacGyver.
Well, I always dreamed of getting bad guys, which we got to do on Psych.
Yeah.
But I sort of felt very isolated as a kid. Yeah, that's getting heavy. Let's go back to Sunday Psycho Church here.
We were talking about Christmas.
Here,
What?
Corbin, do you need the whole couch? Do you need the...
Lie down if you're going to do a therapy session.
Yeah, I was about this tall. My dad split.
Yeah.
My mom was being my mom, and I was
Sorry, Corbin, our time's up.
No, but I'll tell you what, if you look at the characters I've played over my life, from Henry Spencer, Alone, Arnold Becker, L.A. Law, Alone, it's kind of a thing I do relate to in a character in the aloneness in this world. Dorn, super alone.
Super alone.
And I relate to that because I'm not alone. I have a beautiful wife and 4 kids, as you all
I was
know.
about to say, you have
wonderful
them-
family,
yeah.
but I understand that guy. I have huge empathy for that character.
Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin. And
That's your new nickname. I'll tell you that. right
Kevin,
now.
okay.
Kevin.
We changed the...
All right.
So one of the great things about coming to places like GalaxyCon is that Psych had a lot of great cameos, Janet Varney, who was your date too. You took Janet Varney to her high school
The
reunion.
banana.
Right. Ernie Hudson is here. Rachel A. Cook, who couldn't be here, but proud on the show. And you get to see some of those folks again. Do you guys have a favorite cameo or a one-time appearance that maybe you wish you could have, they would have been able to explore a little bit more or have on the show a little bit more?
On the show,
Yeah.
or like at GalaxyCon?
At the on Psych.
Oh, okay, good. I just wanted to know the parameters.
I mean, somebody you wanted more of, or
Yes.
somebody that never was there?
Ooh, that's a good one. But more
We're
of.
bringing
more
it back
of.
to being alone.
Mine's Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Because I
That's what
just, Rocky Horror Pictures, Rocky Horror Show is like one of my favorites. And, you know, Tim was just, he was brilliant.
And I keep forgetting he was only on one episode.
Yeah.
I was like, she
And
surely
thank God it
must
was
have
one
done
I was
4.
in, actually.
I could say that more. What? I could say that more of like, oh, was I
Well,
in
are we
that
going to have a
episode?
fight of like who's in more
Yeah,
episodes?
Let's
or
do
like,
it. Cage fight. Oh, the wrestlers are here. Let's do it. They can show us some moves.
Yeah. I went to wrestling last night. It was awesome. Yeah, nobody there's, well, it shows you this crowd, like, no. But John Cena, no, John was.
No.
So are you saying you skipped the podcast and went to the wrestling?
There it is.
Absolutely. Guys flying out of rings.
And why was Corbin never a guest on the podcast again, Maggie? Remind me.
I was invited once.
I don't know, Tim.
Once. But I didn't know much about the episode. I don't know much about any of the episodes. Maybe that's why.
It streams on Peacock, Corbin. I know you're in Europe, so.
That's why
Okay,
we read a
everybody good.
synopsis, Corbin. I said that's why we read a synopsis to let you know what happened.
I don't read.
You just have to listen, Corbin. You sit there, look pretty, and
Well,
listen.
he doesn't listen, so that's no good.
Oh, and you do listen, Kurt?
What?
Now it's
Tim-
going to turn into couples therapy with the two of you. I have mine. Speaking of wrestling, mine is Cena, John Cena, my brother, just because I really loved working with him, and I still think we should see more of him in the movies. Yeah, movies. Someone just said movies.
In the fourth movie, yes, please.
I said plural movies.
More Cena.
More Cena, more movies.
There's one in the hopper just dying to get made.
Yeah,
It's already been written.
yeah.
We just need the money, which is why there's going to be a little collection plate. Like on the air, if you fly Virgin, they actually ask you to give money on your way out.
It's for the children, Kurt.
Tim, who do you want to see more of on the show?
I would love to see more Barry Bostwick.
Yeah, he's here.
And he's here.
Yes, Barry's here.
He's
Yeah,
also
Barry
here.
actually
That would be
became.
my vote too.
We became kind of pals during the episode, and
He's so
he
sweet.
became sort of when he was living in LA. We became my once a month lunch buddy.
He's great company.
He's
you know?
he's
He
a
really is.
charming and lovely fellow, and
Well, if we're going to stick with the family stuff, I could have had more Jane Lynch.
Oh yes.
And I remember when they cast her, they were like, oh, yeah, she's like perfect to be your sister. You guys are both from Chicago. And then that was it. That was it. And I'm like, I guess so. She's funny. I'm very, very nervous to, share the screen with her because she's just, so sharp and so on. And she was lovely. She was lovely. So Jane Lynch.
So by the way, we do have our microphone right here. If you have questions, feel free to start lining up. And as you talk about family, and I know I've talked to all of you about this, and so we'll peel back the curtain a little bit. And as I've told you, I've worked a lot of shows, and I got to work with a lot of cast, a lot, and
Bragging.
but there's something about,
who's your favorite?
Yeah. You told me yesterday your favorite.
yes, this cast right here.
No, who's your favorite
There's-
cast member?
Who's my favorite cast member? Well, since I'm sitting on a couch with Corbin and he can probably hit me the quickest, Corbin. But this show, the cast really is a family, and I feel that. Do you feel like that's what made this show such a success and made it, flow so easy?
100%. I mean, we have a Psych family text thread that we've come into this before. That probably not 3 days goes by when one of us doesn't reach out to each other. Just even if it's just a dumb picture of Dulé looking silly and embarrassing himself.
I mean, sometimes I'll wake up in the morning and someone will be from the cast will be beside me. And it's like, we're just that close. It's, you know.
Which is really tricky since you live in the UK
Nobody has to
now.
call first. Nobody has to ask.
It just happens.
Do you know how expensive a cab is from Heathrow to get to your town, Kurt? Do you know how expensive a cab is to get to Heathrow from your town to your town?
That's true. It is geographically undesirable.
But you're worth.
You would know. You've
Thank
done
you.
it many
but
times.
you're worth the cuddle.
But I will say this. I didn't come on until season 4.
And that I'm still stunned about too. Haven't you been there since the beginning?
Well,
Yeah.
And when you come into a show where everybody's this tight, it's intimidating. It can be intimidating because, you know, you're like moving into a new neighborhood and you don't know anybody. And I immediately felt so at ease. I've never been treated so well on a show and felt so included. And that's the
Because
honest to
you
God truth.
immediately came to play and fit in. We just
did
all
come to
immediately
play.
fell in love with
We
you.
were giddy that you were coming. We were like,
No Jane Lynch, but you know.
I'm
I did my
I
best.
wish I could have seen Kurt more in the episodes.
yeah,
Better.
yes.
And I was like another bald guy with a beard.
I know.
Oh.
Well, and I think I truly from the top down. I mean, James and Juliet kind of set a tone. Corbin set a tone as far as having this experience.
Stop.
Yes, that you knew you'd been on long running shows, and we kind of watched what you had been through, and your guidance to show that this is a family. And in order to make it work and to come across to our fans and to come across for the longevity of the show, you needed to be a family. And when we'd have these fantastic guest stars that turned into regulars. But James and Julie would do that competition of see who could hug and greet the guest star first.
Yeah.
So like it would be the day one of the guest star, and it's like, oh, you know, trying to get their way into the makeup trailer to say, I got you, hey, welcome.
Truly,
so-
guest starring is the hardest job in showbiz, I would say. I mean, it's
So hard.
someone said this perfectly. It's like being invited to a random family's Thanksgiving dinner. You walk in and you don't know any of the family dynamics, and you're like, okay, who hates each other? And then you either fit in or you're kicked out. But to your credit, Kurt, like right away you just fit right in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, oh, please, no. No. Okay, I want to. I want to say one more thing. I've never said to Corbin. I actually guest starred on L.A. Law before many of you were born. Okay, and at that time, Corbin was the biggest star in Hollywood. Okay, he had.
Were you on the cover? Were you the sexiest man alive
Yes,
at some point?
Hell
No,
yes, he was.
I lost out to Harry Hamlin,
Oh,
Okay,
did you?
that's prime right there.
which still is the little boy. I mean, it's all screwed up. Okay.
I was doing a scene. We were opposing lawyers at the time. You don't even remember, but I do. And you were so normal and so nice to me, and you were not. You have really deteriorated. Okay, because you were a delight. You were delightful. Something I've never seen since.
Yeah, it's the mistake I made.
But anyway, I give you a lot of credit for that. 'cause
No,
people can
but
be
you know
a-holes.
that is a thing that with Psych, when I've been guest stars on many shows, and it's really hard. As Tim said, it's really hard to get in there, and most shows don't let you in. They kind of pretend like, oh yeah, I worked with somebody recently, not to be named, and it was like I struggled. At this point in my career, I struggled. I thought like, man, I was around before you.
Yeah, you don't need that anymore.
Yeah,
do
I
you?
don't need that anymore. And but everybody who we had, it just fit right in. And I mean, it's amazing when you come to one of these. There are literally 10 people out there who've been on Psych.
Yeah.
Every show.
Yeah.
But this is a unique. I mean,
Well,
I've got 40 years now doing this. This is an absolutely unique experience, and
You started
and
when you
part
were
of it
2?
is you guys. It really is. It's the relationship we have. The words I get about yesterday. How many people we've helped through serious problems in their life, and I think that we all enjoy or value that we've been able to do that.
And during the pandemic,
Yeah.
I mean, how much Psych meant to
you
a
meant
lot
to
of people.
but every struggle you can imagine. But that's what's unique, because everybody, but, you're in a show. L.A. Low is a family, sorta, but not like this.
I think that was one of the things James Rodriguez and Julie Hill said early on when because we knew pretty, I would say, like first few episodes in, like this is special. Like what we have is special. And they said, I remember James saying something like, we just need this to translate. Like what we feel here, we want you all to come hang out with us every week and feel what we feel. That was it. That was his goal, and I remember him saying that, and then that set the tone.
What's the real shame is that we're not, like, right now, at this point in our lives, able to share that same energy.
Yeah.
That's why we more than you guys, want to do the fourth movie.
Yeah.
We really do.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know one day we're going to go, screw everybody. We're just going to go make the movie, change our names, and we'll be kind of like those guys were.
Those guys. Or
Psych will be a
reboot the
rest
show.
home.
I think
We'll be in a rest home.
Yeah, you and I, anyway.
Well, and even like just one more thing, like when you were talking about like that people coming in and making sure that we can translate that family. I mean, a huge star, William Shatner, coming on to Psych to play your dad. It was like this icon, and yet he came to play.
Yeah.
And he was, I know I was a little cowed and a little nervous to be in his presence, and yet it was normal. I mean, the normalcy of him and him chest bumping James, I was like, no, don't do that. But, and yet that's, I think, the kind of the atmosphere of the show.
And
You
like his
see that.
first night went to dinner with all of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Told stories. hung
Told
out,
stories
just, like,
we include.
Yeah, it was great.
So.
Speaking of family, my family's here. They're in the front row.
Judy and Tony.
Judy and Tony. Judy and Tony. Okay.
We're blushing. We're blushing.
We should do questions.
Hi. What's your name?
John.
Hi, John.
Hi, John.
I don't remember the episode's name, but the one where you guys wake up and you don't remember what happened the night before.
Last night,
Last
Gus.
night,
Yeah.
Gus.
Last night, Gus.
If there's anything you guys remember about that you would
Do you
like
remember
to
about the
tell?
show you don't remember?
Was it method for you, or do you not remember it?
No.
It's okay, Peaches. Keep going.
I do remember cuddling with.
Just because one of my favorite memories from that episode was cuddling on the couch with you under the, you and I just like sitting up on the couch, just under the blanket, just giggling, kind of like we do it at your house now, when I just show up.
And also Tim trying to get me through Islands in the Stream, okay? Because I can't sing, and he was so patient.
I heard you in the musical. You can sing.
You can.
Oh, no.
Yes,
no.
you can.
Okay, I can.
Thank you.
I remember where your pants were.
Where were my pants?
I don't know.
How are you?
Maggie, I'm good.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Izzy, and I had a question. It was, which season was your favorite to film? Was it like the earlier seasons, or was it like the later seasons?
Ooh. Whoa.
If only there were a rewatch podcast that you go back and remember these seasons.
I liked season 3. I know it's not. Thank you. Good girl. Good girl, A. I see you.
It's the last season before Kurt, so I get it.
I came in season 4. I'm sitting right here. I'm sitting
Oh
right
my gosh.
here. Okay? I think we all noticed the same thing.
Okay, I'm just gonna scoot a little closer.
Too late.
I really did like season 3. I think that they were trying new things, that we were, we went on boats. We went, it was just kind of a bigger, broader. I think we learned our lesson and we said, pull back. And
You think it got too expensive? Do you think it was too expensive? Did they spend more money?
I don't know. I think it was like the scope of the cases went big, and then
We were hitting our stride. Season 3 is when I think we, really start to. Amber, I know there's a big debate out there about
big debate.
if it's season 3 or 5. Is
I
that
think
the one?
6. It's
Or
5
6,
and 6.
sorry,
5
6.
and 6.
Okay.
But 5
very-
and 6
maybe a
seem
little
to be
too
the
fast.
ones.
Strong feelings.
Kurt, what's your favorite?
4. Season 4. When all of a sudden the show made sense.
It just got a little more sparkly that season.
Oh, come on.
What is your favorite season?
Oh, that's a hard question.
There's a right
I
answer.
That was
really
amazing.
do like season 4. Season 4 is a good season.
Yeah, season 4 is a good season.
I
You'll
like
get my
season
check.
1
I
because
think
that was the
Corbin
one I
likes
go to my
season-
wife and I said, "Honey, I think the kids can go to college."
Season 1. Tim, what's your favorite season?
I'm probably going to say season 8, even though Maggie wasn't in as much as all of us were, because somebody got a big TV show for her. But I just feel like because we were wrapping up, and as sad as it was, if you came to the show last night, you know how sad it was. But it just to finally get to see where these characters were going was just so sad, and I think that finale was just. Steve wrote the most beautiful season finale to any show I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, agreed.
It was very sad but touching to do as well. It was really.
And just how every character got their payoff, I think.
Yeah. I heard a few of you all talking yesterday about how satisfying like the ending of the show was, and that's so rare. And I'm like, we should have made it less satisfying so we can go back and make more.
Well, it's over. That was fantastic. What a great.
It won't get better than that. No.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, what's your name?
Hello, my name is Theo.
Hi.
Hi, Theo.
What was your guys' favorite episode?
Oh, man.
There's a right answer. I've heard there is a right answer.
There's a right answer?
There is.
Is that a code?
Odyssey?
Well, no, not honestly, but I mean, if we took
No,
a poll.
Odyssey.
Oh, Odyssey. Oh, you said honestly? No, I don't.
I mean, there is a poll. Usually most people say the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which has already been mentioned today.
The musical?
Last Night Gus.
Last Night Gus.
That's
Last Night Gus. But Corbin, what's your favorite episode? What's your favorite episode?
He hasn't seen any of them.
You know, I always defer to the pilot. I mean, I'm one of these guys who goes back to the origin story and the pilot because for me, doing the actor's experience, investigating this new character in my relationship with Sean, you know, and people say, "What's your favorite scene?" How many hats are in the room? I mean, I still love because that's where I was like, I felt like this is something incredible we're doing. This can go for a
special.
while. My favorite scene, however, is with Tim still on the balcony of my house to become your house.
This
Was
is
it-
Gus.
Was that in This Is Gus?
That was, yeah.
The
it
last
was,
Oh, then that's my
movie.
favorite
That was the
episode.
third movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks, buddy. That was an incredible. I mean, this group, and including our incredible producers and writers, and I mean, the reason I'm here and able to walk out on this stage, and even just still acting and all, is because of these people up on the stage with me here. The way y'all brought me back and supported me. I mean, literally. I mean, when Maggie and I just did. Have you heard The Psychologist? It's a really good podcast.
It's a great
So-
podcast. You should check it out.
Maggie and I just did a live show in LA, and we talked about the second movie, Last Year Come On, which really it was a homecoming, and just that whole hour and a half we sat there and talked was just so emotional. Just really, I mean, they rebuilt me. And at the end of that movie, as we wrapped, I said to the cast and crew, I was like, if I ever get to call myself an actor again, it's because of what you all have done for me here. And it's 100% true. So, and the extension of that, Corbin, was in the third movie we had that scene. That's what I love so much about that movie is it was dealing with Lassiter's the existential crisis he was going through and I was going through as a human being. And just because when this happened, I didn't know if I was ever going to get to act again. And with that scene we had where Carlton, I played Carlton, right? Carlton didn't know what his future was going to be, and to have that exchange with you and as his friend and his sort of mentor and peer to really just be able to have that, like it was just two guys really talking, and it was just beautiful.
It's one of my favorite scenes I've ever done in anything.
I couldn't have done it without you, certainly.
No, you actually couldn't have done it without me.
I thought our scene in LA Law was pretty special.
Wait, you were in LA Law?
Exactly.
Thank you so much. Hello, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Jazz.
Hi, Jazz.
Just wanted to say it's
You
crazy.
look like a jazz.
Oh, it's so nice to see you guys in person. I've been watching you since I was like, not to make you old. You're not old.
Too late.
Web. The only question I could think of is when I watched Psych the musical, I was like, who here actually likes singing? Who here is like excited to sing? Were you guys excited to sing?
No.
I know Tim was, because Tim can really sing.
Tim can sing.
I loved it. That experience was really, I hadn't done musicals since high school until then. And then that, being part of that musical just rekindled something in me where I was like, I'd forgotten how much I loved singing and doing musicals. And then after our little show ended, I was able to take that love and somehow parlay it into a musical TV show.
Semi-parlay.
But it was because of what Psych the musical related me. Was like my New Year's resolution that year was I'm going to make music a bigger part of my life again.
Period. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing.
Thank you so much.
Unless you guys I want to hear more opinions. I don't know.
Do
Sorry,
you like to sing?
I like to sing. I was excited to sing. I also hadn't sang in a long time, and so that was really fun. It reignited something in me as well. But I have to say, the person I was blown away by, who I didn't know, I'd really not heard her singing voice at all, was this one.
Oh, me?
Yes.
No, I love to sing. I love
That
to
note
sing.
in Santa Barbara
You were-
Skies at the end you hit is just
Oh my
gorgeous,
God.
Kirsten.
And the whole experience of recording the musical was kind of mind-blowing too, because they took us, do you remember Adam Cohen took us
Oh, yeah.
to the Capitol Records building in LA.
Frank Sinatra
Where
sang.
Frank
Yeah.
Sinatra and Tony Bennett,
Yeah.
and we were in these recording studios in this famous building, this iconic Los Angeles building, and I'm like, history is made here, and we're just such a small part of it, but we were now walking those floors and making history in those sound studios, in those rooms, and it was really a transformative experience.
But talk about being hit with imposter syndrome. I'm just like, going, what in the hell am I
What are
doing
we
in this
doing?
building?
I better hit that
How
note.
did I even get in this building?
Yeah. So it was fun.
All right, yeah. You guys are special. You're amazing.
Thank you.
Maybe it's because it's this time of year, but what about a Psych cast holiday Christmas album?
Genius idea.
It's a great idea.
All the songs from Ghostbusters 2.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name's Nikki. I was wondering if you guys had any funny backstage stories.
Zero stories.
No.
Corbin?
No, you don't have to, we're not saying no.
No,
Don't feel
oh my
rejected.
God,
Oh my gosh.
really?
She took a serious
No, dumb question. Go away. We don't.
Hilarious.
Every panel that we do, we love sharing all of these backstage stories. I mean, did you want a backstage story from right now? I mean, we were
We have
I have
so-
one from yesterday. Some guy comes up and goes, "Hey man, did you get to meet Hayden Christensen backstage?" And I went like, "Who's Hayden Christensen?" And he goes, "Star Wars." I could give a hell, man. I don't care about. And he was so upset with me that I had no idea who Hayden Christensen was.
Wait, but you're not serious, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
pumpkin.
Yeah.
I love
kind
you.
of. What is he? Is he? A big,
No, he's
is he
kind of.
His
he's a
line
small
was
part.
big.
He's
I know
a
that.
Small part. He's a
Oh my
small part of the
gosh.
Star Wars
oh my
whole
gosh.
thing. No,
Oh
just-
my gosh.
But yeah, see, I get all messed up with the timeline of the whole Star Wars thing. I mean, so he was before Darth Vader became Darth Vader.
Is. Oh, we don't even know if everybody's seen these shows, so we shouldn't be a spoiler.
It's like 20 years old.
Yeah.
Corbin and
My
Ruckovich,
backstage
I'm-
stuff is usually like I have no idea what's going on, and I'm not.
Dule Hill used to steal snacks, so that's a fun. He was our jokester on set, so that's a true story.
You could leave your peanut butter sandwich on
Yeah.
your chair because you were now shooting. You're like, okay, Kirsten, you're up. I'm like, okay, leave your peanut butter sandwich there, and you come back, it's gone.
Yeah.
And then Dule is licking his, just cleaning
Or
it up.
or just a bite will be taken out of the sandwich and put back, and you know it wasn't you.
no, it
And
wasn't you.
Dulé always fell asleep.
Oh, that's
Every time I would look at him backstage, he was asleep.
the amount of photos I have of Dule Hill sleeping on set.
He could sleep at any time.
He literally can.
We did a panel in San Diego Comic-Con years ago where I played a montage of shots I have of Dulé sleeping. Just like he could sleep literally in the middle of a parking lot. He would like put down a bedroll and just cozy up, and he's like, "Man, I'm gonna get me some sleep."
And you have to be really comfortable to sleep when there's people walking around. They can step on you.
He didn't care. He just
fall on you. Yeah.
He didn't care.
I'll tell you the thing about backstage is it's usually where, so we do this, then we go back there, then we're really us. And I will tell you that is where you find out really what people are. I mean, the eating thing is a big one. Most people, even here at this thing, I've never seen so many actors, famous celebrities, probably Hayden Christensen, go devour food. It's like free food. Wait, you're making millions of dollars, man, on Star Wars, and you're looking for Fritos back here for free.
But that starving actor fear never goes out of you, Corbin.
What's that?
That starving actor fear never goes out of your psyche.
Never. That that's what happens. We all become who we really are, and you find out because of the different tables people sit at. Like, oh, I can't sit with him, or I can't sit with Hayden Christensen because he's. Obviously, I've got a thing about Hayden Christensen.
It turns out you have been sitting with Hayden Christensen. You just don't know who he is.
Well, we have a special guest. Please help me. What? No.
Anyway, thank you for your great question.
Yes, that was a great.
That's kind of like what backstage is like, by the way.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Liz. Tim, nice to see you again. Saw you in Indy. So my question is for Kurt and Tim. You guys were on Supernatural. Loved you both. Were you a victim of Jared and Jensen's pranks by chance?
Say that question again
Were
in
you
a normal
a
voice.
victim of Jared and Jensen's pranks?
You're so mean.
Were you a victim of Jared and Jensen's prank?
Oh, the famous pranks of Jared and Jensen.
Were you?
Yes.
What'd they do?
Yeah. Well, there was a time when Zachariah was at his meanest, and I think just with my motions, I was killing Jensen, and I was giving him, blood spurting out of his mouth. And they have these cans where they clean the lenses in this compressed
Oh, it's that
air.
compressed air.
And and Jared was on his belly behind me during the scene, blowing compressed air up my pants. And then it wouldn't go up far enough, so we put a straw in it and sent it up to where I was aiming, really. And we just kept going with the scene.
You're such a professional. You're awesome.
Yeah, or he would be in the background, acting like a monster while you're trying to do all this serious work. He always tried to make you break. It was very funny.
That's funny.
Actually. For him. It was very funny for him.
Also, Corbin, don't feel bad. I don't know who Hayden is either. So.
That's so funny.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so we have about 5 minutes left. Hello, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Brandon. So you guys have talked a lot about being a family and the good bond, and that's really clear on screen, so it did come across. And as someone who watched all the Psych outs religiously when they would air after the episodes and everything, I'm wondering, is there a specific break in a comedic scene that just derailed you guys completely, like a favorite memory or a story from that?
All the time. I mean, Tim broke every scene, I think, with...
Pretty much, at least every other.
Yeah.
This guy has the concentration of a hamster. He would laugh.
It's because I find you so funny.
Oh, okay, all right.
But
can't object to that.
watching Tim start to laugh,
It's
it's
the
like trying to keep it together, like.
Okay, in my defense, Lassiter was not allowed to laugh, because he was such a tightly wound man that, it's rare that he would have a moment where he would find the jocularity of the situation. So for him to he can't just really laugh. So I was trying to maintain that tough guy Lassiter, and then he starts to go, and so I would always start with a smile. And then the lip would quiver. My nose would flare.
No, it would be the nostril flare. That was the first tell.
Watching a building come down.
Yeah, you knew I was gone.
I would look at Tim, and I'd be like, oh, no, here it goes. Here it goes. He's not coming back from this.
We're never going to make it to lunch.
Mine was in scenes with Kurt. Yeah, yeah. Anytime we were in the, I don't know. I remember breaking that. In the morgue is where I remember I would have break
I
the most,
remember
which is
those.
like the most inappropriate place to like, it's when you start like laughing at a, in church or something.
Everything
and you can't
Woodrow
stop.
Strode did made me laugh.
Yes,
in that
exactly.
Here's the thing is, though, a lot of it, like James Roday is like a genius at throwing you lines, things to say. So it wouldn't be something we were even expecting. He would give me some ridiculous thing to say, and I'd just say it, and no one was expecting it, so it really wasn't fair. But it was all Roday. He was the genius behind my humor in that show. Anyway.
That's nice of you to say, but you're also very funny, Kurt.
This is not about me.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Katara.
Hey, happy birthday.
Thank you.
I met her yesterday.
My question was, what was the hardest scene or episode that you guys had to shoot?
Oh, I think we might
Like
know an answer
emotional
for
or
you.
physical?
I think Tim and I will probably have the same answer to this, and that would be the scene from Odyssey where we had to say goodbye to each other.
100% agree.
Yeah. Sorry to bring the room down.
Spoiler alert.
Well, this is difficult. But during your wedding episode, coming down the escalator in a Speedo was. I had to get psyched up for it, and I say psych, knowing what I'm saying, for quite a few hours before I came down the escalator.
And we just weren't shooting at a hotel.
Yeah.
We were shooting at a casino.
Yes, a working casino that we had not locked off.
Casino.
An
No.
enormous crowd about this size
Yes.
watching me.
Yeah, slot machines.
60-year-old man in a Speedo.
You wore it well, Kurt. I mean,
I think one of the hardest scenes I had to shoot, because I wasn't shooting it, was watching Trout take over.
Oh.
And because I
What was that about?
I just walked off, and this was the sword I was happy to fall on for you people, and then I watched him with the other four, with James, Juliet, Maggie, and Tim, and it was really kind of this visceral feeling for me of like being replaced. So it was not, I wasn't there. I didn't get to shoot that, but I had to watch it being shot. So that was a hard one.
Good way to end the show.
If only we had ended it there, people would have wanted more.
So y'all got to reach out to Peacock and ask them to make the darn movie.
The irony in asking for more when we are out of time.
Oh no!
We are out of time. So, Maggie, Tim, I want to direct this to you before we go, especially since you have the podcast, and that is, look at Kirsten. You said we were going to have 2 people, 15 at most. Look at this room. Look at you all.
this is incredible.
So,
By the way, Columbus has been, this whole experience for us has been really, really special. There's so many of you. Yeah.
So again, when you look out and you see this crowd, you have your podcast, you have that group, people who follow you from city to city at these at GalaxyCon and at your live showing. What does this mean to you?
The fact that our show's been off the air for as long as it has, and that y'all are still touched by it, and it means something to you, that y'all want to come out and hang out and listen to us, just means the world.
We always say we are not us without you, and
What
so
she
this
said.
is just a family. This is an extended family, and that's exactly how it feels to us. So it means everything, to answer your question. Really, what a year we've had.
The gratitude
Yeah.
we have for all of you just cannot be expressed, certainly not without enough coffee that I've had.
That being said, would you guys like to take a giant family photo?
Yeah!